Yeah, or this one. It's
Yeah, that one. Difficult with two choices.
Yeah. I'm not so familiar with a Windows computer, but I think that I can manage it. So oh. What should I use? Should I use this one? Yeah. Oh, it's... Yeah. The AquaINFRA interaction platform access to fair and multidisciplinary freshwater and marine data and services to restore our ocean and waters by 2030. That's the title of the project. And perhaps I should, yeah. The overall objective of this project has been to, or is to, develop a virtual research environment equipped with fair and multidisciplinary data and services to support marine and freshwater scientists and stakeholders restoring healthy oceans, seas, coastal and inland waters. I think I nearly have it in my mind because I've said it so many times. This about making healthy waters by 2030. It is has been a very important guideline for the project since we started preparing it nearly 2 years ago. I think that in my presentation I will mention topics which has not been mentioned so much during the previous presentations, the Monday and Tuesday. But anyway, we have made a technical framework to enhance cross-domain research, enabling seamless discovery and access to marine and freshwater data with interdisciplinary discovery services. And I was really happy when I listened to, I think it was the morning presentation yesterday, about the further development of EMODnet. I'm not talking about the inclusion into the European Commission of the program, but that he mentioned freshwater data. And as a scientist, I have always thought it was a bit special why freshwater scientist was in one department and marine scientist in another department. Because fish and bacteria or chemical substances, they do not stop at the coast. They are flowing through, and if we want to have healthy waters by, actually we had the ambition to have it by 2020 as planned in the MSFD directive, but now it's moved into 2030, and when we come to 2030, we will for sure also extend it to 2040 or 2050. But anyway, we cannot save the oceans without considering the whole freshwater system and also the human activities taking place on the land side. Just think about eutrophication. I have mainly been working in the Baltic Sea and the North Sea. I think perhaps I'm even the first one to mention the Baltic Sea, but because this has eutrophication is a very good example. They are coming from agriculture and other human activities on land. Not only, but they are the main sources. But we have developed this architecture, and it was just updated last week. So, and we have also realized that we are in a very dynamic process. Things are changing. We heard earlier today about Beacon, a new technology being developed by Maris, and there are coming new initiatives regarding EOSC. When we started making the proposal, we didn't know what was EOSC actually about, how would it be further developed, and now there are also new policies about EOSC. So it's really a dynamic process to work within, and but our main aim is actually to develop a research infrastructure to support the scientists to save the healthiness of the oceans. Very important thing is that you can find the data you need, that they also available in some way, and we have a very open approach. It means that we are not only focusing on a selected set of big data repositories like EMODnet or Siemens, but we are, or ISIS, but we are actually looking into many different kinds of data. And especially when we are looking into the freshwater side, the inland water side, it becomes much, much more complicated. When we are talking about marine, we can say, okay, EMODnet, Siemens, ISIS, and similar, they are providing quite wide data sets. But if you're looking into the freshwater, there are only this WISE handled by the EA as part of the Water Framework Directive reporting system, the Water Information System, and it has two dimensions. It has freshwater and also marine, but this is the only one. Most of the data, they are in the different countries within Europe. And I believe that if I'm looking into Germany, there is a system for each Bundesland. If I am, so this is of course very, very complicated when we are also trying to find access to appropriate data, and we are working quite a lot with this, and we will for sure make success on this. And but of course we have to look into ontologies, and we have to look into different means of the wording, different ways of handling the data, and this actually complicates quite a lot. Data harmonization and integration. Here we can see the Baltic Sea, and we have, for example, the catchments for the major rivers to the left of the Baltic Sea, and then we have to the right, for example, NOTS data. If you want to find out how many people are living here, to have some assessment of the pressures, how large industrial or agricultural activities are taking place in the different areas. And combining this is not so straightforward, but we are working with this, and moving forward. We have several use cases or case studies, or how we will call it. It's more or less a discussion also as the previous data. He will not have any discussion about data lake or data space. I've totally avoided this. We are using data space, but we are not totally sure that this is the right term. We can have a full symposium on discussing which term to use. But the use cases, they are working, they are real marine and freshwater scientists working with problems in their areas. We are also developing a interaction platform. It's still under development, and the virtual research environment. We have now found out that we will base it on the Galaxy platform. We have done a lot of analysis to find the best one, and this is where we are looking at the moment. And my colleague Merret Buurman have a poster over there. Yeah, a poster over there, and it's number 161, and there you can hear more or read more about our work on the virtual research environment. A very important part of the IRSC is also that we can convince the research communities broadly, not only within the consortium. It is a struggle enough to convince them about how important IRSC is, but also this about learning about FAIR principles, learning how to publish your data in an easy available way. So we have a lot of training or planned training, activities to enhance capacity. Very few. The combination of the technical methodologies underscores AquaINFRA's commitment to providing a robust, user-friendly and innovative environment that enables and propels forward the research in marine and freshwater sciences. And the next steps comprises the further development of the data discovery and access service and the Galaxy-based virtual research environment, and adapting our services to the ongoing developments of the European Open Science Cloud. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Direct questions, anyone? Could you elaborate a bit on why you chose this Galaxy platform as the underlying technology for your...
I have not been so much involved in exactly this dimension, but of course as coordinator and also I have been following it, but that has been, I was listening to last year's EASC conference. There was a good presentation from Galaxy, and I saw it and thought about, okay, they also contacted me, and they have also contacted others, so we could be familiar with this. Because in a way, it's hidden outside perhaps some the technology world. If I am asking a biodiversity scientist, what do you think about Galaxy? He will never heard about it. He thought, hey, this is something in the universe. So it's but we have found out that this is the most appropriate one. We can also see that there are some challenges. For example, is a full support of our studio, for example, and so we have seen different challenges, but we also try to work together with them, and we have created our own instance of Galaxy, so we are not totally dependent on if this falls down or so. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So good. Congratulations for the presentation. I have I'm coordinating the eModNet chemistry a lot, and we have a task on the collection of data from riverine, so riverine inflow of really on contamination and eutrophication and so on. So how would you see the collaboration, or do you? How can we? I mean, I think that we could have a similar task in also getting in touch with local authorities and so on, because I really share the concern that you have.
I really appreciate your comment, and we are clearly interested in collaborating with you, and we have also got some invitation from eModNet to collaborate more. But we have been extremely busy during the last, so it's on the waiting list. But let's be in contact, and because I think we can create synergies working together on this. Was this an answer to your question, or?
Yeah, we will be in touch.
Thank you very much. That was a really interesting presentation. Thank you for that. I just have a quick, somewhat technical question. I noticed that you publish socio-economic data on the system, and I was wondering, do you publish these as non-geographic data sets, or because they generally don't have a spatial component to them? And if you do, is there a standard, an existing standard that you follow for that? Because in my searches for such, I've never actually found any standards. So I'm at a point where I'm actually drafting my own.
Yeah, thank you for this question, because it's my main research interest. So, of course, if you remember the two maps I showed you about the Baltic Sea, that you have the administrative. Okay. You have the administrative boundaries, for example, for knots or local area units corresponding to municipalities. And then you have the catchment areas, from the big ones to the sub-catchments. And of course, if you should really identify the drivers and the pressures in specific subcatchments, then you also need to know what are the human activities exactly taking place there. And we are working at the moment with methodologies involving dosimetric mapping, and will submit a paper very soon, within 2 months or so, with our first efforts to use current land use combined with others. But this is not so straightforward, because it seems that there's also some spatial. It is quite difficult, but we have also thought about perhaps using artificial intelligence, but it's not so straightforward, because then you cannot make the same. Can you get the same result again? Because it's data driven, so you cannot control what's going on exactly on if you are using a neural network, for example. But we are really working on this, and the data, of course, will be available on the AquaINFRA platform, but they could also be available, for example, through the eModNet, so yeah, that of course we have also thought about Zenodo, etc. So, but this is a very, very important task for us, because in order to estimate the cumulative effects of the pressures on the ecosystem, yeah, you need simply to have also the whole pressure generated from the start of the river through the river system to the coast and spreading into the sea.
We three should have coffee.